Everyone is talking about Cristiano Ronaldo right now, but not for the reasons you might expect. This isn't just about goals, trophies, or records anymore. This is about pressure, legacy, and a question that's starting to make even his biggest fans uncomfortable. Has Ronaldo finally reached the point where even he can't control everything around him? Over the past few weeks, Ronaldo has once again been at the center of massive attention. Social media has been flooded with clips, reactions, debates, and opinions about his performances, his future, and what's really going on behind the scenes. Some fans are still calling him unstoppable, while others are quietly asking if the decline has begun. And that contrast, that tension, is exactly why this story is blowing up. Because here's the truth. When it comes to Ronaldo, expectations are not normal. This is a player who built his entire career on proving people wrong. From a young boy in Madeira, doubted for his physique and accent, to becoming one of the greatest players in football history, Ronaldo never just played the game, he dominated it. So now, when even a small dip appears, the world reacts like it's something huge. Recently, fans have been closely watching his performances and body language more than ever. Not just what he does on the pitch, but how he reacts, his expressions, his frustration, his celebrations, or sometimes the lack of them. Some matches show flashes of the old Ronaldo, the explosive runs, the killer instinct, the hunger that made defenders fear him. But in other moments, there's something different, something that feels heavier. And that's where the conversation gets interesting. Because this isn't just about age. Everyone knows Ronaldo is no longer 25. But what makes him different is that he never accepted limitations the way normal players do. Even in his late 30s, he's scoring, training harder than players half his age, and maintaining a level of discipline that most professionals can't match. So when questions start rising now, it's not just about physical ability, it's about whether even his legendary mindset is being tested. Another major reason this news has gone viral is the growing discussion about his future. Fans are divided. Some believe he still has more to give, that he can continue performing at a high level, and maybe even chase that unbelievable milestone of 1,000 career goals. Others think this is the stage where he should start thinking differently, less about proving himself and more about protecting his legacy. And let's be honest, Ronaldo's legacy is already untouchable. We're talking about a player who conquered the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A. A player who carried teams in the Champions League, delivered in the biggest moments, and turned pressure into motivation again and again. A player who didn't just win, he made winning look like a requirement. But here's the problem with being Cristiano Ronaldo. The standard never drops. Even now, if he scores one goal, people ask why not two. If he has a quiet game, people start questioning everything. And that kind of pressure, repeated every single week, year after year, it builds up. No matter how strong you are. There's also been a lot of discussion around his role in the team and how the system adapts to him, especially when it comes to a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, who has spent his entire career being the focal point. In today's game, football is no longer built around just one superstar the way it used to be. Teams now rely heavily on fluid movement, quick transitions, high pressing, and collective teamwork. This shift has created a new kind of challenge, not just for Ronaldo, but for any player who has historically been the center of everything. Some analysts believe that while Ronaldo still has that elite finishing ability and unmatched positioning inside the box, the overall pace and structure of modern football sometimes demand a different kind of involvement. It's not about whether he's good enough, it's about whether the system around him can fully maximize his strengths without sacrificing the team's balance. And that's where things get complicated, because when the system is built to support Ronaldo, he can still deliver moments of brilliance that remind everyone why he's one of the greatest ever. But when the system shifts slightly, when the team plays faster, presses higher, or rotates more dynamically, there are moments where Ronaldo can appear less involved. Not ineffective, just less central than before. And in normal situations, that wouldn't be a big issue. But this is Cristiano Ronaldo. Every movement, every touch, every missed chance gets analyzed from every angle. The expectations are so high that even small changes feel like major talking points. That's why when things don't click perfectly, the spotlight doesn't just stay, it intensifies. At the same time, what makes this situation even more fascinating is the complete contrast with his life off the pitch. Outside football, Ronaldo continues to present an image of absolute control and happiness. He is constantly seen sharing moments with Georgina Rodriguez and his children, showing a side of his life that feels calm, joyful, and stable. His social media reflects a man who is still disciplined, still focused, and still enjoying the rewards of everything he has built over the years. From intense training sessions to relaxed family time, everything looks perfectly balanced. But fans are beginning to understand that this balance is not as simple as it appears. Managing a global brand, maintaining peak physical condition at this stage of his career, handling constant media attention, and still performing at the highest level. It's an enormous mental and emotional load. Add to that the responsibility of being a role model, a leader, and a family man, and suddenly the pressure becomes something very few people in the world can truly relate to. What makes Ronaldo different, though, is that he has always thrived under pressure. The question now is not whether he can handle it, but how long he can continue doing so at this level. Because the game is evolving, the expectations are not decreasing, and the spotlight is only getting brighter. And in the middle of all this, Ronaldo is still trying to do what he has always done, prove that he belongs at the very top. And that contrast is exactly why this story is trending, because people are not just watching a footballer anymore. They're watching a human being who has been operating at an impossible level for over 2 decades. And now, for the first time, it feels like the world is trying to figure out what happens when even Ronaldo faces limits. But here's where things take a twist. If there's one thing history has taught us about Cristiano Ronaldo, it's this: every time people start doubting him, he responds. Not with words, but with performances. We've seen it too many times. Criticism turns into motivation. Pressure turns into fuel. And suddenly, the same people who questioned him are left watching something unbelievable. So the real question is not whether Ronaldo is finished. The real question is, are we about to witness another comeback story? Because imagine this: all the noise, all the doubts, all the debates, and then Ronaldo comes back with a series of performances that silence everything. One big game, one decisive moment, one reminder of who he really is. That's why millions of people are still watching. Not just to see what he does, but to see what he does next. Because with Cristiano Ronaldo, the story is never simple. It's never predictable. And it's never over until he decides it is. And maybe, just maybe, this viral moment isn't the beginning of the end. Maybe it's the beginning of something else.